Okay, I make it real quick. I imported some meshes, 5 tiles, up to 5 meters long, and made some destructible meshes out of them. In order to make that work, I had to modify the projectile base class to have check for a destructible actor and then give him some damage. Also, the sphere had to generate hit events like that, and the projectile had to collide with destructibles, block them. Yeah, that's for the projectile. I submitted this, and perhaps we will change this later when this collides with your projectile design, or we find better approaches for this. Okay, so the destructible meshes themselves have to have a damage threshold that matches somehow up with our damages we produce with our weapons. Here's the damage threshold, 200. We can make it a bit bigger, like perhaps 400 or so. A damage spread spreads the damage in a radius. There is an impact damage that is quite low, so when this big chunk collides with the ground, so it breaks down and collides with the ground, it won't break up any further. So when impact damage is very high, everything will break as soon as it falls over. Impact resistance is for like glass or stone. Glass has a very low impact resistance, and like stone, like a very high. Fracture impulse scale, how far should the impulse be, or how strong should it be when things fall apart. Maximum chunk speed is a safety measure for chunks not getting too fast. There's a damage cap. I left to 0 for now, an impact velocity threshold. Also, the support depth must be 1 in order to make that work with world support. World support is when a destructible mesh is inside level geometry, static level geometry. It has to be static, and then this static mesh works as a support. Like this destructible cannot leave this support. Accumulate damage is when the damage threshold is too high, and you cannot reach this threshold with one shot. The damage will accumulate as long as you shoot the same location every time. Okay, let's test this. Play from here. So you see there are no impacts. We have to check why this happens. This here works somehow. Let's bam. Okay, but also the player can collide with this and destroy it. That shouldn't be. Oh, yeah, there you see it. Also, the projectiles will stay here. And you see that the player collides with the crumbled pieces. There is a setting for this actually in the level geometry, in the level placed geometry, destructibles. There is a large chunk threshold. Set it to 100 and you mostly will not collide with any chunks because this is 1 meter, and chunks of 1 meter will not, or up to 1 meter, will not be colliding with the player. Also, the level placed geometries have to simulate generate hit events on. But that's all, I believe. Yeah. perhaps it helps and we get something from here. See you later.